In 1839, the Ottoman Empire issued the Hatta Sharif of Gülhane, a bold proclamation that abolished tax farming, introduced salaried tax collectors, and guaranteed the right to life and property for all subjects. Yet it also imposed forced military conscription based on district population size, ending the centuries-old Kul system. How could such sweeping promises coexist with new obligations for ordinary people? Just a few years later, the 1856 Imperial Reform Edict clarified the status of non-Muslims, granting them the right to own property while still requiring the jizya tax and even allowing them to apply for dhimmi status. This duality sparked tension as Christians in the Balkans began to refuse support for the reforms, questioning whether equality was truly attainable. The legal landscape shifted dramatically in 1858 when the Ottoman Penal Code, modeled on France's Napoleonic Code, abolished brutal punishments such as limb amputation for theft. Yet religious courts retained authority over family law, preserving a distinct judicial sphere for Muslims and non-Muslims alike. Economic modernization surged with the 1850 Commercial Code, which standardized trade laws to attract European investors, weakened traditional guilds, and even provoked artisanal protests in Bursa. By 1875, foreign loans totaling about $200 million from British and French banks had been secured, pushing the empire toward a precarious financial cliff. The fiscal strain culminated in the Ottoman bankruptcy of 1875, a turning point that led to the creation of the Ottoman Public Debt Administration in 1881, an institution tasked with controlling revenue streams and safeguarding creditor interests across the empire. Amid the financial turmoil, the 1875 Herzegovina uprising erupted, fueled in part by Christian peasants' tax grievances, illustrating how fiscal reforms could ignite ethnic unrest even as the empire sought to modernize its administration. Parallel to fiscal crises, the empire reshaped its judicial architecture. In 1868, the Supreme Council of Judicial Ordinances split into a Council of State and a Supreme Court of Cassation, while Galatasaray High School opened the same year, embodying the Tanzimat vision of modern state schools. The following year, 1869, saw the enactment of a nationality law creating a common Ottoman citizenship and the establishment of the Ottoman Gendarmerie, while the Mitchell Civil Code began its publication, aiming to blend Hanafi Sharia with modern bureaucracy. In 1872, the Bulgarian Exarchate and the Bulgarian Millet were formally recognized, granting a degree of autonomy, yet the same year the Council of State saw its powers reduced before being restored, reflecting the empire's oscillating approach to central authority. The Syriac Orthodox Millet gained official recognition in 1873, adding another layer to the empire's complex religious tapestry, just 2 years before the metric system was adopted in 1875, signaling the regime's drive toward European standards in everyday life. The pinnacle of Tanzimat reforms arrived in 1876 with the promulgation of the Ottoman Constitution, Senate, and Chamber of Deputies, a moment heralded as the empire's first step toward constitutional governance, only to be later undermined by Sultan Abdul Hamid II's reversal.
Yet the legacy of these reforms remains contested. While the Tanzimat proclaimed tolerance toward forced conversion and made apostasy illegal, the millet system persisted in altered form, and conservative groups like the Halet Effendi faction opposed early policies, leaving historians to debate the true extent of change.